Hi, everybody. We're live. And I didn't really mean for it to be that harsh of a transition, but here we are. Just kicking the door down. Welcome in to the third episode of The Last Frontier. This episode is titled Ashore. With me, I've got an amazing cast. We have some good story to tell you. We are still missing one gnome. We miss them dearly, but he will be here hopefully next episode. Just a quick announcement, we will be off next week because several of our number will be over at PAX Unplugged, having a good-ass time over there. But without further ado, let's get into our cast of characters that we will be playing with tonight, starting with the one and only Husha Kid.
Hello, I'm AJ, also known as Susha Kid, and I will be playing your nervous wreck of a chief medical officer, Dr. Tixeltix. We're gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Everything went wrong, but right. It's great. It's a great time.
Next up, we have Wasa.
Hey everyone, Wasa here. I am playing Nilani Nadan, our pilot.
And next up, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah X. Franco. I play Lieutenant Taru, the Chief Science Officer, and Vulcan.
And last but not least, Milan, still without a yellow shirt.
Not next week. 2 weeks from now. And if it still isn't here by then, I will spray paint myself yellow.
Minions episode.
I am Mallard Man on the internet. Milan, if you know me. Will be playing Lieutenant Commander Dovum Baran. And my brain just shorted out at that end of that sentence.
Our Chief of Security. This team gets hit with a minion spray. We're all minions. We're all yellow. I do actually have a Tribble episode.
Oh my god.
I want it. Is it this episode? Is it this episode?
It is not
Please.
this episode. I wish
I
it
will
was this
spend all my momentum. All my momentum is spent on this.
Do you want me to do all threat for just like nothing but a Tribbles episode? I don't know if we could load the Tribble cannon like that quickly though, and like actually,
No, we're good.
And like
No,
actually
I'm
do
just-
it this. Like you don't really want to blow the Tribble load too early.
No, you gotta. It's all about the build up. You gotta keep it cool. Keep it coy.
Got to ease into the Tribbles.
Didn't last a minute. Didn't even last a minute.
You expected us to be professional and calm on the
No,
stream that's on my channel?
I'm disappointed. It should have been 30 seconds.
We are opening up. Without further ado, we will bring our camera in past our opening credits to the site of the USS Solstice, pulling in at impulse to a space station, a Federation-run facility known as Deep Space 5. Oh, the voiceover comes over top of the screen with the captain. Captain's log, stardate 58892.4. After some mild interruptions, we found our way to Deep Space 5. Hi, Darby. Thank you for that, Bane. I will use it wisely. Found our way to Deep Space 5. I'm not quite sure what we'll find aboard yet. We have our new supplementary crew supposed to be meeting us here. However, with the addition of the AI Nara to our ship's databanks, it's unclear how warm of a reception we're going to be met with. That said, I'm excited. New faces, new energy. What can go wrong? The ship comes in, and this is actually one of the space stations where you actually dock and depart rather than using the transporter pads to warp off or using a runabout to go back and forth. It sort of cuts at this point to the briefing room, and the captain sort of says, "It's still going to be a little bit before we have the rest of our crew. First officer is off on an assignment, looks like, but should be arriving within the day. I got word from Starfleet that they are sending a specialist to work with us and Nara." And at this point, the captain kind of nods to a screen, and Nara's voice. Where are we at? Well, it's not working right now. That's okay. Nara's voice sort of comes over and says, to, I suppose, debrief and talk a little bit more about the situation at hand. The captain sort of nods. But until they show up in the next day or so, they're coming from Jupiter Station. Until then, we've got a little bit of shore leave, and the rest of you can peruse the station. It's a Federation facility, and it's a fairly small station, but Dovum, you're very familiar with space stations like this, but this is not like Deep Space Nine, because this is a Federation-run facility, while Deep Space Nine was made by the Cardassians. So the layout's going to be a little bit different from what you're used to. But until our liaison from Jupiter Station comes aboard, you all have a little bit of shore leave. So use that time wisely, I suppose. Dovum, your new security teams, the rest of your security teams should be coming aboard if you want to start getting them up to speed on ship procedures and the like.
Perfect. I've prepared extensively for the regimen I will be putting them through. We don't know what we're going to encounter out there, so it's going to be a lot of simulations in the holodeck.
Which is kind of one of the reasons why we're waiting a little bit of time. This specialist from Jupiter Station is somewhat of an expert in holograms.
Sounds good.
And since Nara is currently residing there, and looks at the screen again, I believe what the captain is trying to say is he does not want me to get in the way.
That makes two of us. Not that you're in the way, it's just that it'll be a little bit awkward. I'm trying to,
It is perfectly fine. I understand. So,
Captain, are there any special assignments or requests that you have during our time here on Deep Space Nine?
stay out of trouble, honestly. Like I said, there was that specialist just coming in to talk to us about Nara, and Deep Space 5 is a little bit of a... It's not like a hub like Deep Space Nine is. Not really a cultural hub. It's mostly Starfleet personnel and their families here. But we want to, obviously, since we've had a little bit of some interesting times getting here, we want to make sure that we put our best foot forward for the solstice. Not that I don't trust you to stay out of trouble, Taru.
Understood. She'll look over at our chief engineer and raise a single Vulcan brow and just repeat, understood.
And Savan sort of like gives you like a little bit of a grin and a wink. But also is sort of like has this expression that's sort of like thinking about something. Like, oh no. Captain, that's not who I think it is. And the captain's like, it'll be fine. He's such a wet blanket, though.
I do not understand what you mean. Are you talking about this individual that will be joining our ranks?
This is the engineer from Jupiter Station. Lieutenant Commander Barkley is an interesting fellow.
Again, Taru's going to look at Savan, and it like she's thinking really hard about what Savan's saying. I seem to recall that I was once also referred to as a wet blanket. I'm still unsure as to what this moniker indicates.
Yeah, but I'll Captain just sort of says, you can explain that on your own time. You dismissed. And so Vaughn sort of stands and is just like, Barkley. Ugh. And you're all sort of left to go about your sort of business.
Question.
For sure.
How long did it take us to get here from last episode?
It took about an extra day.
Okay. So
it's been about 3 days since you've left Earth.
Okay.
You're only a day behind schedule.
Yeah. So I think during that time, Dr. Tix was definitely getting to know Nara a little bit, wanting to, because Nara wants to know more about different species, and since I've studied and encountered a lot of different species, and hopefully to help kind of alleviate them from the sense of not knowing whether their kind survived or not, giving them a space to like share things about their culture, and also in return giving some of Tixel's culture as well. And they are going to go to I guess the holodeck real quick to just check in on Nara, just be like, hey Nara, do you want me to pick you up anything while we're out there? Like any books on different cultures? I personally have some poems from my home that I brought with me. I could bring some more books that we can converse on.
Some more ISIL in your data chips would be acceptable.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Knowledge from other cultures is always appreciated and is obviously my primary directive.
I'll keep an eye out for you.
Doctor,
Yeah?
I'm concerned. I did submit myself to the justice of Starfleet for the things that I have done. However, I still worry. I do not want my existence to end.
You would know that, Tix, there is no death penalty in the Federation. That they're safe, but just there's that threat of concern. And it's very strange to hear an AI with fear.
Well, I don't think that they are going to terminate you in any way. But we are going to do our best to try and let you continue your primary function. I know that is what you want to do, and hopefully, I'm always an advocate for learning new things. So I understand your concern, but I promise you, we are going to do. I am going to do everything I can to help you.
Thank you. That is very kind. I appreciate that.
And Tix is gonna. There's really no way to physically interact with.
So Nara in the holodeck actually has created a physical form,
Okay.
and it's made of hard. It is made of hard light and a coalescence of molecules. There is a holographic form that is physical that you can actually touch and interact with.
So I think at this we're kind of sitting at some in a place that makes Nara comfortable. So I guess what does the holodeck look like at this point?
So a place that makes Nara feel comfortable. Honestly, it just looks like the standard. You know what? It is. It is almost like this Art Deco futuristic city, and you're in what looks like a little bit of an arboretum. There are unique flowers that she's programmed in. Because she's got a little bit of freedom here, she's been able to create her own space. There's large groups of beautiful flowers in brilliant colors. And there's this sort of bench area that she's created for you two to sit at. And through your conversations, you've realized that this is all an amalgamation of the knowledge that Nara has gathered from different computer systems, including the ones aboard the Solstice and everywhere else that she's traveled so far.
Mm-hmm. I think there, when beforehand, if Tix had noticed that, I think probably would have been oh wow, what is this, and what is that? But right now, Tix is good. Just sitting as he was saying, where he's going to do everything that they can to protect Nara. He's gonna put a hand on their hand as a sign of comfort, and then kind of squeeze it a little bit and get Zep to leave.
And they smile. So, to sort of describe what Nara's form looks like, it's humanoid in the sense that, like, bipedal, 2 arms, 2 legs. Sort of light brown skin, but has 2 sets of ridges on either side of the head, just go bisecting into the eyebrows and down. It's a unique species that that they say was the form of the people that created them.
Yeah. So Tix is gonna leave and look for the chief engineer because he knows that he is going to drink. And knows that the chief engineer is a great drinking buddy just by interacting with her.
The camera will shift from there. We'll move over to Nalani. There's not much piloting to do when you're parked at a space station. So what do you do?
Nalani, I think, sort of, is there a way to see what is at the space station, sort of like a directory kind of thing?
Absolutely. You can it's easily something that you can pull up through the station records. And as you are scrolling through the sort of directory, there is because this is also a space station that's fairly close to the Romulan border, there is a detachment of Starfleet intelligence. And looking at the commanding officer in charge of that detachment, you do see Emrys Greaves.
Oh, shit. Okay. That changes many plans. Okay. I guess Nilani will first off go and find Lieutenant Teru. And then after that, we'll probably go to the intelligence office. But first off, going to Lieutenant Teru. I'll try to find her.
And where's Teru when Nalani finds them?
Teru will be very easy to find because her routine aboard the space station is very similar to that aboard the ship. So given the time of day, Nalani would be familiar. I imagine, like just to set up the scene, she's probably in a science lab of sorts, attending to her own notes and research. Just a creature of habit.
Cool. I guess with that, Nalani will probably do like the little knock to sort of introduce themselves as a presence that is about to come in.
Oh, hello, Lieutenant Commander Nadon. How can I help you today?
Hey, I was just wondering if I could have a moment of your time, just a small chat. Maybe organize something before I have to head down and do some personal business at the station.
Certainly. What would you like to converse about?
I was wondering whether or not you were going to be an advocate for Nara, if that was something that was of your interest or something that you wanted to do.
I believe so, yes, as it makes the most logical sense. Given the close interaction that I had with Nara and my objective view, not biased by emotion, I feel that I would make an ideal candidate to be able to represent their best interests.
I thought so too. And I guess I was just here to offer any help I can with anything that you're preparing for what will come in the future for that. I know a little bit about the games of diplomacy and such, and I think I could help.
That would be greatly appreciated. While I do understand that I can make a logical argument for Nara's release, I am afraid that there might be an emotional factor that I cannot account for and will have difficulty expressing an argument towards. Any insight that you have on this would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find to help. Yeah, maybe I'll see you down at the base. There's probably is there any like sort of place for like the equivalent of a mess hall sort of thing, like in the starbase? That's like
Yeah. There is sort of like a cross between Quarks and 10 Forward.
okay.
It is a place called... it's called the White Stars.
Stars. I'll probably be heading down to the White Stars later. I might catch you there. See you there.
This is probable, given that Sivan has already indicated that they intend to spend time there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a couple of our friends there too. So yeah, I'll see you there.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
And I will.
Before you go to leave, Chiru will kind of hesitate for a second. Lieutenant Commander. Would it be all right if I referred to you by your first name, indicating that we are now friends?
That's fine with me. You call me Neela.
Neela, I appreciate this. Thank you.
Not a problem. I'll see you there. And she will head off to secret intelligence place.
It's actually a fairly... so you make your way, Nilani, to sort of through the station to where the ops section would be. And just off to the side, there is a sort of glassed off area that does have like the placard for Starfleet Intelligence. Starfleet Intelligence isn't too shy about advertising who they are. And you see officers in yellow security uniforms, or in the gold security uniforms, sort of running from place to place. There is a lieutenant behind the reception desk. That nods as you approach. Nilani will have to ask what the lieutenant's name is.
Oh no. Oh no. Look, Nilani, straight face. Is there any protocol for when you introduce yourself or anything?
You would just sort of approach the desk. I think they just sort of say, who are you here to see?
I'm here to see Emma Greaves.
And your name?
Nilani Nadan.
Oh, okay. And your name?
Nilani Nadan.
Nilani Nadan. Yes. Excellent. I'll just give me one moment. Sort of turns their chair away from you. And you do see a little placard on the desk that says Lieutenant Clapon. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. Why would you do this to me?
I love it here.
It was Ensign Cheeks last week who is Acacian. This is a francophone human, sort of mussy blonde hair, and a very pencil thin mustache. Lieutenant Jean Clapon.
Jean Clapon.
Jean-Marc Clapon.
Jean-Marc?
Jean-Marc, not Jean-Luc. We're not gonna go there. That's Trent territory.
Jean-Marc Clapon.
It just keeps getting better and better.
How squeaky is that chair when he turns around full of the weight of that ass?
You could sort of like see a page. The commander will see you. Right this way. Nora has so many channel points, y'all.
Yeah.
So do I. I should probably start using them when I'm not on
Probably.
stream.
So the cursed object again. Okay, so Sarah's next roll. So the one you have, the next roll that you do is +1s and -1s don't really work the same in this game, but we'll say that one of your numbers you can subtract 1 or add 2 to it to make it so that it's Babish Wiggles.
Oh, wow.
Okay, anyways, Lieutenant Clapon takes you and leads you into a sort of higher tiered office. It's quite nice inside, very nicely sort of furnished. There's some sort of art objects on the side, and sort of standing behind the desk, looking over a pad, is your friend, Emrys Greaves.
It's been a while.
Thank you, Jean-Marc. That'll be all. And Lieutenant Clapon leaves.
Just
That is the sound as they leave.
As he walks away.
All right. And we've also got another NPC name, so I gotta get some NPCs made up. Neela, how are you doing?
Not bad. Not bad. It's interesting ship, interesting crew.
Solstice?
Yeah.
That's not really where I saw you, but good for you, making the best of it.
I guess so. Yeah, it was a bit surprising, but, you know, they say a lot about the ship, and I guess in a way it kind of makes sense.
Still going after pilot. You know, you had so much potential as a good security officer.
Yeah, but, you know.
You did always like to run away from problems rather than shoot at them, I suppose. Sorry, that was a little insensitive. What I mean to say is it's good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you too. I wasn't expecting to see your name here.
I really wasn't expecting to see your name on the ship's manifest, but life's full of surprises, and it's a small galaxy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm off in the next. My shift's up in about an hour. If you want to head with me to the White Stars, we can actually have a drink and catch up properly.
Sounds good. Meeting a friend there too.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you're.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're. I'm glad that you're
I'm
making
glad that you're
friends.
making friends. Yeah.
Right? She's got that little bit of like that disappointed mother air to her, like she loves you and she wants what's best for you, and just like is just has that titch of like frustration.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you there.
All right. I feel like I put my foot in my mouth. But I'll
Yeah,
make
you
it up for
did,
you.
a
The
little
first
bit.
round's on me.
Perfect.
All right. And with that, Dovum, what are you up to?
Probably a bit restless aboard the ship. I would probably stretch my legs and go for just a quick walk around the station. I'm not a huge fan of space stations personally, and there are a lot of things to make my character a little anxious.
So do you return to the ship eventually?
Eventually, but I think on the station, I would just peruse some of the available things, like maybe there's like an atrium there, or I'd probably stop by the White Stars to grab a quick bite of something new.
Oh yeah. The White Stars is run by okay, yep. It's run by a let's see. Let me just do a quick run by a let's just have a quick boo at what we've got here. Run by an Arcanite. So kind of has like elongated ears and kind of like a larger forehead that sort of bulges out the back a little bit. They with sort of solid green eyes. Yeah, what can I get for you?
I make it a point of possibility wherever I can to try something new. I've had a lot of different cultures' food. Do you have any recommendations for something interesting?
Well, let's see. Um, I've got I've got a Barconian ganache. That's a very nice dessert. But are you looking for something a little bit more substantial?
I will try a bit of that, but I've also heard some really good things. I've never actually tried it, surprisingly. But there's this sort of Tellarite steak thing that they have. Do you have any?
Tellarite. Tellarite. Yeah, Tellarite. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can get you some of that. It'll be replicated, though. It's not like out here we don't really get that sort of, like, it's synthesized proteins. You know how it is.
Yeah, but I mean, as close as I can get, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got the recipe from a freighter captain passed through here about year and a half or so ago. Swore by it. Said it really put hair on your chest if that was something you were interested in.
Well, we'll see. Nice to meet you. I'm Baran. What was your name?
My name is Babish. Babish Wiggles.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Babish.
gives you a firm handshake. I'll get right on that steak for you, and the ganache for dessert.
Yes, please.
All right. It comes back with this plate. Gets it all sort of set up for you, and it's quite good. It's a little tough.
One of the qualities that Baran has is an endless appetite. So easily just cleans off the plate no matter what it is. You don't waste food where I'm from.
Absolutely. And you're about to stand up to leave the... Actually, you begin to stand up and leave the White Stars, and I would like you to make me a insight plus security roll, please.
So someone redeemed a +2.
So the +2 is for you. So what that means is when you roll your 2 d20, the lower of the 2 rolls, I'll let you either. So you can take that and you can just -2 from one of your rolls. So that because we have to roll low here.
Got it. All right. So insight security.
Uh-huh.
That is 2 successes, and if I were to -2 one of them, I would have a 0.
So -2 to the higher of the
The
two?
higher one would then be 10.
Okay. So they're both
What do we-
successes. So you know what? Well, let's say that if you want, you can make that the lower of the ones crit.
I would love to crit.
So that's 3 successes.
Yes, it is.
What are your focuses, real quick?
Do you want all of them?
Actually, I can just pull up your character sheet if you just give me 2
Yeah, I
seconds.
was gonna say I've got quite a few.
Let me just do a real quick open of Dovum. Dovum, you know when you're being followed. And you've got that feeling, and there was someone at the bar that was watching you maybe a little too closely. What do you do as you're heading back at this point to the ship? You know that you've got a little bit of a tail.
Take them on a bit of a chase. Like, not like running, but like, start to walk, make it seem natural. I'll stop at a gift shop or two. Probably some Ferengi here hawking baubles for Latinum. And then I'll go into like an unused corridor or hallway. Maybe towards like the gravity stabilizers, a system no one's really at all the time.
Okay.
And wait for someone to catch up.
Dovum's focuses are highly classified.
And extremely dangerous.
You begin to hear footsteps walk towards you down that sort of corridor.
Do I have my phaser on me?
It's a Federation space station. Why would you have your phaser on you?
I will stop and spin on my heels really quickly and get ready to pounce if it looks like someone I don't recognize.
And you see a you see a tall, dark black skin, Delton, perfectly bald on top, with looks like 2 sets of almost some sort of neural implant on either side, just behind where the ear is, in that sort of hard part of the skull. Are you always this flighty and jumpy?
Part of the job. What are you following me? What's up?
You see, they're also dressed in a blue sciences uniform. Well, I was looking for an opportunity to have a bit of a conversation, but I can see that I have my work cut out for me, and they begin to turn and walk
Hold on.
back down towards the hallway.
Why couldn't this conversation happen in the mess?
Well, it's quite loud in there, honestly. I was waiting for a little bit of a quieter opportunity. And I do a lot of my best work by observing, watching.
Dovin will slightly relax. Why'd you want to talk to me?
Well, it's part of my job as your ship's counselor.
Oh my. Dovin will. They don't swear on Star Trek, but I will. Oh shit. I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Lieutenant Commander Dovum. I am the Chief of Security. Being jumpy is just, well, it's something we'll probably get into.
Are you always this paranoid?
Paranoid. Well, what some people call paranoid, I like to call prepared. But yes.
The elevation of your fight or flight response as you were heading down that hallway tends to tell me just a little bit otherwise. Baron, what do you know about Deltons?
That's a good question. Game Master, what do I know about Deltons?
Deltons have a few unique abilities. One of them is a tad problematic. All Deltons that join Starfleet have a strict vow of celibacy, as their pheromones do tend to get in the way of a bunch of their work. But this one does not seem to have that effect on you. You also would know that a lot of them have a little bit more of an empathic ability, very similar to betazoids. Counselor Ari Shovskai.
Nice to meet you. Sorry. Yeah, just a little bit on edge recently. Did you read the report of what happened getting here?
Yes, you have a rather interesting passenger aboard your ship.
Interesting is one way to put it, but I'm more concerned about the fact that they breached through several layers of security in a matter of moments on my watch.
And you feel guilty about that. Come on.
Wouldn't you?
And they begin to walk down the hallway with you towards the ship. Do you often feel guilt about things that are out of your control?
Well, I mean, when you put it like... yeah, I feel guilty when things go wrong, because I always feel like I could have done more. You know? I mean, maybe if I had double-checked, maybe if I'd run that diagnostic sooner, I would have seen the AI before it had gotten into the system. Maybe if I had, cleared with Savan to make sure that we quarantined the files before they were put on board. I mean, cybersecurity isn't my specialty, but it's something I'm trained in.
I think that if I might, you are quite focused on what you could have done better, rather than how you can improve in the future. Is that an unfair summation?
mean, I guess I would disagree with you because I am going to take this into account next time, obviously.
You seem to be more of a results. See, that's not really the issue. It's... There's no sense in being hung up on the past. And honestly, it's a 100% possible that you could have done everything right. But this AI Nara, they would have made their way past your security protocols anyways. What matters is the results. No one on your ship was seriously injured. You were able to befriend what was presumably a hostile artificial intelligence and seemingly neutralize a threat.
I mean, I am glad that no one got hurt, obviously. And I'm glad I was able to talk down Nara at least a little. I guess you're kind of right about that.
I know. And they walk you to... At this point, you've sort of reached the port that will lead you back to the ship. Don't focus so much on eventualities or potentials that you miss out on the moment. Because I feel like you are definitely a person that can spring into action when the moment's right. Your instincts are good. Obviously, it is your job as the security officer aboard this ship to see potential threats and sort them out accordingly. But it's possible for you to do everything right and still lose.
Well, that I know.
That's just the way life is.
You don't have to tell me that twice.
Don't be so caught up in the future and the possibility that you forget to live in the moment. Because you might miss things in the moment if you're too concerned about the past or the future. And you see at this point that they've had this pad pulled out the entire time and they've been sort of tapping away at as you've had this walk and talk.
I assume you're going to recommend to the captain at least weekly sessions.
Oh no, I have planning weekly sessions with all of you. This is just the first of what is to be probably many sessions.
This is the consultation.
This
Right.
is merely my initial report and findings. I tend to like to catch people
Off guard.
No, sometimes you find solutions in unexpected places. And sometimes you find out more when people are outside of their element.
Well,
Have a good night,
I will
Lieutenant Burr.
say one thing. Oh, well,
No,
good night
go
to you
ahead.
too. But one thing before you go. If a bit of advice for you, maybe don't follow a Starfleet officer into such an obviously quiet location with nobody else around.
Oh, I know you weren't a threat to me.
Well, that's slightly insulting.
Quite the contrary. I can handle myself. And they turn on their heel and begin to walk back down.
I think just whiplash of that whole scenario in like an hour. Dolan's just gonna go back to his quarters and just pray before taking a nap.
All right. and we'll leave you there. Who's next?
I am so scared that this character is going to make me cry.
Uh-oh.
Like punch me in the feels and also actually punch me.
Just really quick before we move on, can I get a spelling on the counselor's name?
Absolutely. Ari is A-R-I. And the last name is Shovas-Kai. It's Shovas-Kai.
Perfect.
They are a ship's counselor, and they are very excited to meet everybody on the senior staff.
Oh my god.
Each and every one of you.
We are in trouble.
Yeah.
So screwed.
To that end, Chiru will settle in quickly in the space station in her quarters, just expanding her routine to accommodate the additional services provided by the station.
Mhm.
She will continue to, have her walkabouts, spending time in the lab on her research on various topics, and then moving about the ship till eventually she will make her way to the White Stars, kind of like montaging through like a day in the life of Taru. It's very like bland. It's very just like she does this and then she goes here. She's polite about all of these things until she reaches the White Stars. I imagine it's when Savan and Tix have like met up for drinks and like everybody's kind of.
You would
go for it.
arrive, I think, and Savan and Tix have already started early.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm picturing. It's like that scene where she walks into the like bar scene and it's loud and already
we're already 3 drinks in.
It's already happening, and Taru is just squares her shoulders a little bit, and will enter the White Stars, just kind of looking to socialize as optimally as possible given the certain circumstances and my social abilities.
And Savan says, I think at that point Savan's like getting like a little bit louder volume because you're fairly certain that this bar only sells synthahol, but Savan might have found a secret stash somehow, and it's just and that's when I said. Just completely finishes some sort of long-winded story to Tix, and perfect, you're here. True. What was the name of that Rigelian captain that totally had a crush on you?
I am afraid that I do not recall. Had a crush? I'm unfamiliar with this term.
He was sweet on you.
I do not recall anyone providing me with any confectionaries aboard that vessel.
They probably was just very complimentary of you. They said a lot of compliments, tried to be around you when they weren't really needed to.
I do believe that my service aboard that vessel was adequate, and I did receive high marks on my research there.
Was it Andor? No, that's what I'm thinking of the planet that I lived on. Argel, that was his name.
You'll watch as Taru, already impassive face, just seemingly drops another centimeter. She just oh, yes, I do recall this fellow crew member.
He was on there was a science vessel we were on, one of the medball ships, and we're working on a project, and just kept making excuse after excuse to come down to the engineering and the science lab that we're working at, and Taru just shut him down in the most effective, efficient Vulcan way. What did you say to him again?
His methods were elementary, and he lacked any subtlety,
That was
both
it.
in his duties and in his interactions with his fellow crew members.
It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was everything I wanted and more to see this man put in his place.
He was rather brash.
And they put their hand on your shoulder. It's like, come on.
She'll move over to the bar and kind of take a gander around, checking for Nalani, and remind me, is Dovum they go by Baran, which is the name that we would use typically.
Yeah, Lieutenant Baram.
Baran would be like the given name. Dovum is their family name.
Okay, so we would use Dovum probably then, yeah?
If you're in official capacity, yes.
Okay, perfection. Yeah, so she would look for Nalani and Dovum just to see, who, if they were present, before turning and looking at Savan and Tix. Tix in particular. I'm detecting lower levels of stress. Have you found our time aboard this space station to be relaxing?
In a way, yeah. Savan has done some kind of magic with this one.
I am magic. It's true.
I believe that you are an engineer, but I understand that this is to be a metaphor of some kind.
Exactly, and that's why, as an engineer, I do know about the proper distillation of ethanol in potable levels, and takes a drink.
Taru will kind of flinch a little bit, and am I to understand this is why you requested special access to my lab? I will continue to keep these details
tries to
unknown.
put the finger on your lips.
Taru just kind of stands there and knowingly nods. I am pleased to see that you are both enjoying our time of leave. Would it be all right if I joined you for but a moment and just sat in your company?
I just asked you to have a seat. Did I not ask
Apologies.
her to have a seat?
I was distracted by the blatant disregard for Starfleet protocol. And Drew will sit down.
Oh my god.
I love her so much. Meanwhile,
Wait, it's just like, Wiggles, another round.
Oh my gosh. Let me just do a quick check real quick here. Babish, the bartender, comes over and is just kind of like, listen, you gotta keep this on the down low. Here's the secret to doing things you're not supposed to be doing. Don't advertise it. Chill.
Yes, very. So of them, chill. We're chill. We're chill.
So of him sort of calms down a little. Okay.
I actually detect warmer levels given that you're becoming intoxicated. It's a natural phenomenon that happens when you introduce alcohol into the bloodstream across many different species.
The capillaries on the top layer of the epidermis expand, and it makes you feel like you're actually warmer, but you're not. It's releasing heat from your body. You're right, though. Takes another drink.
An imperceptible, not grin, but just acknowledgement of yeah.
Some of him is familiar with the medical effects of alcohol.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, at another table, just not that far away, Nolani, you're sitting with M. They're both sort of looking at the looking at the table over that direction. From your ship?
Just like trying to not acknowledge the very obvious situation that is like going on. It's like there was the one look that was like wasted, and then it was just like I'm just going to just pretend and give them this like give them their moment. I need to allow them to have their moment while I'm like, and Nalani is like, yep.
Oh no, I think this is going to be great for you.
Reasons. That's our doctor, our engineer, and our science officer.
I don't need to tell you about the reputation of the solstice. You probably already know.
Yeah. Gathered a fair few tidbits here and there about it.
Nalani, it's not too late. You can still come work for Starfleet Intelligence.
I think I'll fly for a little longer. It's not terrible, but thank you. I know what I can do.
And I know what you can do. It gives you this knowing look.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a little grounding in a way. Kind of don't want that yet.
All right. Well, when you're ready, you know how to reach me. You know where to find me. My comms are always open to you any day, any night, any time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just don't wait too long, you know? Of all the people that I trained, you're one of the best.
Nilani is sort of just like trying to stifle that like little like grin kind of thing, but sort of just like the looking away that it's like the confidence is there of I know, but just like, yeah, well.
Do you want to join your fellows?
I did say I'd hang out with them.
All right. Well, don't let this old woman keep you. Just think about what I said. And see, here's the thing, is I know that you're going to do good work no matter where you are, or what assignment you're doing. I just
Thanks.
like you to be a little closer to home is all. I know that I'm not actually... we joke about how I treat you like my child. That's only because I care a great deal about you. And I see a lot of myself in you, especially how I was when I was younger, and I always worry about the mistakes that I made in my career.
Well, you're meant to make a couple of mistakes, you know?
Yes, and I realize that you need to follow your own path.
That's what I'm trying to do. Well, see you around.
Of course. Always. Like I said, my comms are always open, especially from you.
Yeah. Likewise.
All
And
right.
Nilani will get up and head on over to the little party that's going on in the other side of the hall.
Be good.
Always am.
I wish I could believe you. And M stands and makes their way out of the bar. No. And Savan looks up. Nilani! Hi. Sorry.
Hi.
Shh, 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 shh.
Oh, that's right. We're keeping a secret, aren't we?
Not very well.
A secret between friends.
I am so glad that you are our pilot because we've had many different pilots that have never flown anything larger than a cargo ship.
Yeah, the bar was very low.
It was on the ground. It was landed. You are soaring.
Thank you, Doctor. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh, I'm off the clock. It's Tix. Just call Tixel. Just call me Tixel.
All right. Neela, then. So, how's this secret going?
I think it's going pretty well.
I think so too. But I think that the secret might need to go to bed. I might have hit my cat.
This seems unusual, Savan.
Trying something new. Experimentation.
I find this to be intriguing. What is the hoped result?
To not make an ass of myself in front of our new friends.
I believe that this is advisable.
I
I
feel
would
it
like
is
to
a
support you in
worthy.
this.
I feel it is a worthy goal.
Self-improvement is important. You've taught me this.
And to that, Savan stands and you stay. You have fun. I'm gonna go back to the ship and go to sleep.
Will you be able to make it there unaccompanied?
Of course. I know Starbase is like the back of my hands. Oh, that's new. And then they'll get up and walk away.
Trul will kind of again cast her gaze about and looking for a particular security officer to see if they've arrived or if it's just the three of us.
I mean, no one really told my character what, if anything, was going on, but we could say, sure, I show up after like another nap.
I feel like maybe, because this is like maybe after your nap, there's the cheeky message of like, may want to come to the White Star, might not be an issue.
So I come in thinking someone's gotten arrested.
Not yet, but I still have a Bane
Not
in
yet.
play.
Oh, jeez. What's the issue? I was just someone messaged me on my comm badge saying it was urgent.
I do not believe we required any security assistance. However, your company is pleasant.
Always welcomed.
Oh. Sure. Sorry, I'm not used to much socializing, really. Sure, and I'll just sit down.
Look, life across the universes and galaxies are very precious, and is every piece of culture relates to another piece of culture, and everyone is a bit connected in a way. And that is just the beauty of life. And you guys are great. You guys are fitting right just in way better than the last crew, who were just all about business.
Peru raises a brow at that comment. I believe that we will be able to create lasting bonds through this kind of socialization. It is my understanding through conversation with Savan that the best senior staffs are ones that become comrades and not just colleagues.
Exactly. If you have too much business and not enough downtime to actually get to know each other, then you're just working with coworkers. But comrades, I believe that there is so much more worth when you become comrades and friends. Like me and Taru are friends, and I hope as we continue on our adventure together, Nalani and Dovum, we become better friends as well.
Drunk.
It's at this point that your comm badges. You hear a chirp. Savan to
Oh no.
Taru?
Oh no.
This is Lieutenant Taru.
Hey. Is Dovum with you?
Yes, he has just arrived. Do you require assistance?
I think I'm in a little bit of trouble.
I hear this, right?
Yeah.
I'll just get on the comm badge. Location.
It. And the badge goes dead. That's where we're gonna take a break.
I was gonna say something to Tix
No,
about
no.
drinking.
But yeah, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be back right after these messages. Stay tuned. We have a giveaway. That's right. I completely forgot.
Giveaway.
We have a giveaway. So we are giving away another copy of our of Star Trek Adventures core rulebook from our friends at Modifius. You can enter the code ARI into chat. Enter it only once, or you'll be disqualified. Let me just enable that anti-spam. Enter the code ARI into chat, and you get a chance to. It's not clap on.
It's not Clapon.
Noir. It's Ari. But yeah, enter the code, and you will win a copy of the core rulebook from our friends over at Modifius. But we will see you in about 10 minutes or so. Bye.
Bye.
And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. We are in the second half of the episode Ashore. And yes, the giveaway code is Ari. If you would still like to enter, we will be announcing that at the end of the stream. And Noir, I will make the code word Clapon when you decide to guest star on my show.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
It has. On the ground. So, it's easy enough for the group of you to find out exactly where Savan is located, because minutes after there is another chirp on your on your comm badge. And there's like this sort of deep, beleaguered sigh. Captain to senior staff.
I think that's the moment when Tix is like, okay, hold on, wait. Just get the spray to get him to be sober.
Make me a reason plus medicine roll, Tix. This isn't your first time doing it, so it's only like a difficulty 1. But no, you're pretty intoxicated. This is a difficulty 2.
Reason plus medicine?
Reason plus medicine.
Roll 220s.
My two highest things. That's a 5 and a 14, which is both under a 16. So,
easily enough, you should give yourself a yeah, that's about right for your momentum spends. Could you meet me at the station's security office, please?
It will arrive shortly, Captain. And True will look at the group.
Yeah, give me like 30 seconds. 30 seconds, real quick. It's settling in, and we're good. All right, let's go.
And we will head off.
I will say to the group as we're walking, unless things have changed severely, the penalty for us drinking the captain's light slap on the wrist.
We'll see. All right. So
I do not recall. I'm sorry, Dovum. I do not recall a slap on the wrist being listed amongst Starfleet's punishments.
It's a turn of phrase for something that is a light punishment. Sorry, I've spent a lot of time mixing in human phrases into my vocabulary, mostly to assimilate a little bit easier on board vessels. Yeah.
Understood.
So the group of you make your way to Nalani. You know the way to the station security office.
Yeah.
And the commander in charge is very familiar to you and is sort of gives you a once over and sort of quirks an eyebrow as you enter. And the captain and M are sort of, I want to help you, but my hands are tied. The charges are fairly clear. And the captain looks at you all. I gave you one set of instructions. What was the set of instructions that I gave you?
I assure you, Captain, I was sure to use my right foot when stepping into any room.
Don't get in trouble.
Be good.
So Vaughn got into a fight.
That was quick.
Excuse me, Captain. Savan got into an altercation.
Yes. With a lieutenant, what was his name? Clepon, Jean-Marc Clepon.
And what seems to have been the causation of said altercation?
That's what I'm trying to find out, but Commander Greaves will not let me see my officer.
Hello, Commander Greaves. I am Lieutenant Taru. Could you please explain why we are unable to see Lieutenant Commander Savan?
Because station security is going to handle this. It happened on the station.
Understood, but would it not be beneficial for the crew to understand the parameters of her indeterminate incarceration?
Well, I do know that I have a security officer currently fighting for his life in our medical bay. And we found Savan at the scene of the crime.
I beg your pardon?
So,
Found Savan standing over the body.
Are there any records of what happened?
Unfortunately, no, which is strange. The security logs and the cameras were down in the area where it happened.
if you would be so kind, can you direct me towards the medical bay? I am a doctor. I would be able to figure out what is, well, help this Lieutenant Clapon. And,
Say it with a straight face, HA.
I should be able to help this Lieutenant Clapon and figure out and see if we can get him to wake up and attest to this altercation.
For a charge this serious, I can offer my help in coordinating with your security officers, as obviously this affects everyone. And as a member of the USS Solstice, we should also be involved in this investigation.
I'd like to help as well.
Greaves, sort of. And I suppose that if I don't let you all investigate, you would probably do it on your own. Especially if I told you to
Regardless.
stay out of it. Regardless.
Probably. Yep.
And Valen says, you know what I'm working with here, Em.
Regardless, you just told me that someone is fighting for their life. Regardless of who caused this, I'm going to help them.
They're stable for now. Our ships, or the station's medical facility is taking care of them. But if you would like to assist our doctor, you are more than welcome to.
Thank you. And
Commander
I
Greaves?
look
sorry.
to go to find the medical, or if someone's there to guide
It's
me to the
easy
medical
enough.
bay. Okay,
You're
go
able
to the
to
medical bay.
find the medical bay. I don't think you've actually been to Starbase. Starbase 5 is actually one of the places that one of the first starbases that you actually had shown up on when you first came into Starfleet aboard the Solstice.
Cool.
So you're familiar with the layout and you know where the medical bay is.
All right, you go there.
And yeah, there is a Andorian doctor that's stationed behind Doctor, it was Tix, wasn't it? And you recognize this doctor, one of the first people to sort of see you over. This is Dr. Shai. Shai.
Yes, Dr. Shai. It's been a while.
Yes, quite some time. But I assume that this isn't a professional call. You're here to see my patient.
Yes. How are they?
Well, he hands you a pad, which has a list of just your basic medical rundown of exactly Lieutenant Clapon's condition. And make me a reason plus medicine roll, difficulty 3.
Oh, okay. So then I have to crit.
So you'd have to crit. Let me just have a quick. What are your focuses in the medical thingies? Let me just grab your character sheet.
I
and
do
can find
have
it.
field medicine. When attempting a medicine task, you may ignore any increase in difficulty for working without the proper tools or equipment. Healing hands when attempting the control plus medicine tasks to heal injury related complications, reduce the difficulty by 1 to a minimum of 1. And
you also have a focus in xenobiology.
Yes, I also have focus in
and
xenobiology.
emergency medicine. So I would say those focuses would apply. So you would crit on your medicine score under. So it would be a 5 or under would crit for you.
And because of this, because I have a being of many talents, when attempting a task where more than one of the character's focuses applies, I may re-roll a d20.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah. Dr. Tix on the scene. All right. We got a 6 and a 10. I am going to re-roll the 10. See if we can get lower.
Okay. You also have momentum if you would like to buy an additional die.
I got a 9 on the reroll, so did a little better, but not 3 successes. Do I use a momentum to buy a dice? Yeah, let's buy a momentum.
Okay.
Let's I would like a momentum for 1 die, please.
Yep, for sure. Roll that extra die.
Still a 7. So
well, then that's 3 successes.
That's 3 successes. So.
That is your base level.
Yeah.
So it's initial reports for Lieutenant Clapon. There are contusions, but there is something that the good doctor aboard the station seems to miss, is that there's some phaser fire.
And from my knowledge, Siobhan didn't have a phaser on them.
Siobhan did not have a phaser on them.
Dr. Shy, did you see this? This Lieutenant Clapon has some phaser injuries.
And begins to sort of scan with the medical tricorder. And actually, walks over to where Lieutenant Clapon is, laid out on a medical bed, and scans the area with, to confirm the results on the pad. Oh, you're absolutely correct. I don't know how I missed that.
And from...
or at the very least, it's some sort of electromagnetic discharge.
Yeah, from my knowledge, I was with uh Lieutenant Commander Siobhan before. Uh, they did not have a phaser or any kind of device like that on them that would cause such injuries.
Um, no, that's actually a very good point. Taps the comm badge. Um, Sick bay to ops. And then you hear a voice of Emrys come over. Ops, go ahead. The good doctor already seems to have found something. It looks like some sort of possible phaser fire, maybe some sort of electrostatic discharge has affected. Do you have any record of we don't have any record of this injury, and it's inconsistent with Savon's current state. Did she have a phaser on her? No, we didn't recover anything like that. Okay. We'll look into it a little bit more, but that's what we found from down here. Med Bay out. And for those of you that are still sort of up with in ops with Emrys and the captain. Well, that's enough to sort of let her out for now, but it's still suspicious that we found her over the body.
Right,
Commander
but
Greaves.
until you charge this person, either if you want to keep them in the...
Yes, we can't lay charges yet, and it is unfair. However, your friend is very intoxicated. But we'll send them to Med Bay to get sobered up. And the captain was like, "Thank you, M." And M looks at it says, "Till, I swear, old lady, if you don't keep your people in line while they're aboard my station, there's going to be hell to pay." And the captain kind of nods and is like, "Yeah, I know. I've got this. Can I have my chief engineer back?" Okay. And then you take, you all sort of walk to a holding cell where currently Savon is sitting, and there is a Delton person sort of seated outside and is just having a mild conversation.
Is it Ari?
It is Ari.
Counselor, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I was just having a conversation with your engineer. They didn't do it, by the way.
Oh, I'm well aware.
And Savon's like, "I told them that I might be drunk, but I stumbled down the wrong corridor, and Shaik's or Clapon was there, and Nora's freaking names, I swear to God. Clapon was already unconscious on the ground when I found him, and I tried to help, but then Starfleet security from the station came in and arrested me. Because
You did give him the reason to.
I mean, I just went along with it because I wasn't about to cause any more trouble than I was already in.
Gonna see if I can get my hands on the station's security system, see if I can maybe dredge up something that they don't have.
And Greaves is like, at this point, I could use all the help we could get. Do you want to see the scene of the crime?
Yes.
And you're taken to a hallway that is very familiar to you, Dovum.
Oh no. Okay.
And it would be the perfect place for something like this to happen, and you do see that the station security net in this area has been deactivated.
Deactivated? Okay. I'll reactivate the station security computer. Computer, do you have playback for, and I'll say the time index that it is?
Yeah. Computer acknowledged. And you can see that there is a point where, in the footage where Clapon walks down the hallway, there is someone in pursuit. The camera feed cuts, and then it starts back up with Sauvon over Clapon's body.
Explain cause of missing footage from time index 3 to time index 4.
No footage available.
Explain cause of malfunction.
Station security logs have been erased.
From what station were they erased from? What security code authorization was given?
Make me, this is going to be for you, Dovum, my good gent, this is gonna be another one of those computer sort of deals.
Is it something that I
Again.
could be
This is
helping
definitely
with?
something that Nalani can help with. This is something that
No,
Nalani
it's like-
knows. Nalani knows this like the back of their hand.
Nalani's focus is Starbase security systems.
This is 100% Nalani's milieu. I think at this point, the commander sort of looks at you, and gives you like a little bit of a nod. M is like, "There's the right person for this job, and I don't know that it's you, Dovum. No offense." And looks at Nalani and gives her a little pat on the shoulder.
Yeah. Let me see what I can do.
Wow, did this space just get a
Yeah.
little bit colder or something? Like, geez.
I like M because like I was given nothing, and I was like, I'm gonna make her like a little bit of a bitch,
I felt that in
I
medbay.
love her.
Just a touch.
She's everything.
Hey, medbay, Todd, did it get colder here?
Reading signs of a burn on the sensors.
We're gonna have to apply some cold water to that. Do you want to come to Medbay and have that treated? Anyways, Nalani, I would like you to make me a reason plus, let's say, this is gonna be. Let's have a quick look at your character sheet real quick so that I can say what it is. This is definitely going to be a reason plus security roll for you.
Is it possible for myself to help out at all?
You can absolutely
Yeah.
assist. You can
I
absolutely
would love to
assist this.
assist.
So you would roll 1 die to assist.
I have multiple
Um,
focuses that I think would apply.
Yeah. So Starbase security systems. I have 2 successes.
This was reason plus.
reason plus security.
Oh, okay.
But if you're trying to backtrack, yeah, definitely reason plus security.
I failed by 1.
Oof. So 2 successes. You can see that the With the Starbase security systems, you see that it was the station that the security net was taken down at. It should have only been available in ops.
Okay, so it was the cleaning, the wipe was done in ops. Do you mean?
Yeah, the wipe
Like
would have been done from one of the stations in ops, and you are able to trace it back. It is actually, weirdly enough, it is Lieutenant Clip-On's station is where the wipe came from.
Mm-hmm. I will let them know that. Does anyone else have access to Lieutenant Clip-On's? They shouldn't.
If you like, there is an extra point of momentum on the board. You can spend it to ask me one question that I have to answer honestly.
Are you all down with that?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, the question, I believe, was, does anyone else have access to Lieutenant Clip-On's station?
You dig a little bit deeper through the records, and you would notice at this point that it looks like it was Lieutenant Clip-On's station, but it was redirected from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to do like a backlog trace. And it came from M's station.
I find it, and there's sort of the frown and then the look over at M.
Is there a problem?
Commander, it's coming from your station.
What's the time index?
And I'll let them know if I can figure that out.
I have an alibi. I was sitting with you at the White Stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
someone broke into my office, used my station, and tried to cover up the evidence?
it looks like it.
Charu's going to chime in at that point. If your office was in fact broken into, it is possible that evidence remains, some indication whether DNA or other kind. Perhaps it would be best to investigate to see if anything else was tampered with. Might reveal the motivations.
Yeah, definitely. My office is open. You all can definitely peruse it.
I'd still like to see if we can get any more physical evidence from here.
I am in the business of secrets, but I'm not going to hold any right now.
All right, let's go.
I'd like to do one quick sweep of this area to see if there's any more physical evidence, non-digital.
For sure.
Also, is there a reason why Lieutenant Clip-On went into this particular location? It's not exactly...
The footage showed them being chased, right?
Being followed.
Being followed.
There was nothing to indicate who was following them.
You could see the shadow of the figure as you went down into this area. The footage cut, and then it started up again at Savan.
Is it possible to access more video footage of Clip-On's whereabouts prior to see whether or not there was just intentional cutting of this particular route, or
Yeah,
if
We can definitely pull up the rest of the CCTV footage, or whatever the equivalent is. We can put up the rest of the station's footage, and we'll try to retrace Clapon's path.
yeah,
Lieutenant-
if we, yeah, sorry.
Lieutenant Commander Nadon, I believe that if we are able to ascertain what functions are in this area of the ship, I think your question on where Lieutenant Clapon was headed might indicate intent.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So we'll have a look at that.
What is the plan? And I'll tell you what you need to do.
It sounds like we're looking for footage of Clapon before they reached this area, but also what station functions are in this area that would have an intelligence person kind of coming to this area. Like, was there a storage room or some what were they headed to?
So there is a storage area just off from here. I believe you said it was like a magnetic.
I said it was like the gravity control or something like that.
It's just off of main engineering. So there's a. And I mean, it's Star Trek. When do ships' functions ever make any sort of logical sense to where they would be? But there is a warehouse storage type area that's just off of where the main sort of route. It's sort of tucked around a corner towards that sort of engineering area.
Understood.
But it's very easy for you to. It's easy enough with a. Let's have a look with a reason plus. Reason plus security roll would be easily enough to sort of reconstruct the rest of the station's security footage to sort of follow and see if you can get like a close look at who exactly was following Clapon.
I'd love to make that roll if possible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
And I think I have a focus that applies here.
What is the focus?
I think that espionage might apply here. Reviewing
Definitely.
footage. Yeah. I would love to use. I would like to use a point of determination.
Okay. Now, what is the value that you would like to call upon?
Always keep a trick in your pocket or a way out. I feel like with all of my dislike of the many subroutines in a computer, I must have learned a few ways around them. And I would love to re-roll. Can I re-roll both or just one?
So you can use it to re-roll your dice pool if you like, I believe, or you can re-roll as many or as few dice as you like from the pool. This is going to be a difficulty to reconstruct the footage. It's going to be a difficulty 2 roll.
Oh, can I just use that determination to get an automatic crit then?
Absolutely.
Then I would just do that.
And then, yeah, you would just roll the second die to see if you get above and beyond that.
That would be 3 successes.
3 successes. Amazing. That does give you a shiny, shiny point of momentum. It's easy enough. And you actually see that Clapon comes out of the White Stars and is followed very shortly after by the bartender.
Mr. Wiggly. Or Wiggless.
What's Mr. Wiggless?
Yeah.
Wiggles.
Is everyone okay with me spending that momentum for a little more information?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
You earned it fair and square.
You did.
Okay. I would like to use it to obtain information.
Mm-hmm. Good spend, good spend.
if possible, with the footage, I would love to get a bit of a closer look at both of them to see maybe what their emotional state looks like. Like, is Klepon visibly distraught or determined or something, as Wiggles as well?
I'll do you one better. You find the CCTV footage from inside of the bar just before they exit. And you can see the two of them having an argument behind the bar. Like low hush tones, but you can definitely tell like there's that tense sort of body language to them before like Klepon stands up and leaves. And at that point you see the bartender look to one of his friends, nods, and then puts like the bar towel down and tucks out. Meanwhile, there's also the group of you are having a polite conversation at a table.
Would we be able to see from the footage if the bartender has any sort of place that could hold a phaser device?
There is a sort of apron that is on his front that is definitely big enough for to hold a phaser. You see a hand slide out from underneath the counter.
I'm assuming Nalani also saw all this footage, right?
Absolutely. The two of you are sort of reviewing it side by side.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to get some information on our friend here.
I think we need to arrest this person to make sure that they can't conceal any more evidence.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit concerning that someone can walk right into the commanding officer's office and tamper at this level. I'm happy to come with you. I know a little bit about security as well, but I'd also want to double check if they did anything else in the office.
Taru, in the commanding officer's office, were you scanning for physical evidence, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think Taru would have gone to scout ahead and look. She's looking for, like, trying to determine, like, how they got in, like, assuming just scammed credentials, but trying to look around the office, and probably would have invited the commander to come with her to look, to be able to indicate, you know, like, does anything appear to be out of the ordinary? It seems unlikely that someone would enter this office simply just to delete, if they have this level of access, just to delete that security footage. You know what I mean?
That doesn't sit right with me either. Honestly, like, why, unless they piggyback to piggyback. And Taru, make me a reason plus science roll real quick.
I would love to do that.
This is difficulty too. You're all sort of starting to piece this whole thing together, but not necessarily the motivations.
Okay, so that is a 7 and a 9 under 16.
Amazing. Easily enough, you're like piggyback on a piggyback, and you scan the station. You do a quick scan, and you do see that it cuts back even further to a different terminal.
Okay, so like they hopped through the commander's terminal even.
Yeah. And you do also notice that there is no physical residue, like no left epithelial cells or anything that would be like on, no fingerprints on the terminal from the bartender.
True would then kind of activate her comms to the rest of the group. It appears that the trail through different stations continues on. The commander's office remains secure and unaltered. I have the location of the other station, and we can rally there to determine additional information. What were the credentials? Like, do I have a name of whose station it was?
It looks like it's been piggybacked through a couple of different stations, all leading to a storage room, which is just off of where Klepon was found.
I'd like to reply to that comm. I think I'm going to go ahead and just arrest our prime suspect, at least hold them in the holding cell for a brief period of time.
And Greaves comes over the comm and says, I've already got security teams en route. But if you can get to him first.
Make sure nothing else bad happens. I think I'll be able to at least stall him. And I'll turn to Nalani. If you want to stay here and check for something else, I think I've got a bit of a plan in my head.
Yeah, I might go to the storage room just to check that there's nothing else there that we might get worried about.
I'm also concerned that he may have had a potential accomplice. But I'm going to go ahead and try and apprehend him now. And I'd like to...
Gotcha.
With barely waiting for the reply, just start going.
For sure. Okay, so, Dr. Tix, you do see, at this point, that Jean-Marc Clapon, begins to sort of, come to on the med table. What do you do? What?
Lieutenant Clapon, good to see you have stirred and arisen.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you remember anything that happened before you?
And the doctor sort of comes up and is just sort of beginning to check vitals and at that point, the GM is going to spend a point of threat.
Oh.
And Clapon is going to pull out a phaser from
At me?
And pointed at both of you, and it says, "I need both of you to get me off this station right now."
Okay. Isn't there a certain some other people heading towards the doctor's office to get a certain sobriety removed?
or applied, sobriety applied.
Sobriety applied, yes. Sobriety applied.
If you would like to spend a shiny point of momentum, you can use it to create an advantage.
Ooh, oh boy.
We do have a shiny point.
A pickle here. Okay. So, okay. I think Tix is going to be... Oh, no, there's no need to get your...
Would you like to spend that point?
I would like to spend the point. There's no need to get your undergarments in a knot here.
And at that point, he points the phaser directly at you and says, "This phaser is set to kill. I don't want to do this, but I will if I have to." And points it at the other doctor and fires. But as he fires, a force field comes up around the bed that he's on, and at a station kind of like heavily leaning against it is Savan.
I would like to ask Savan to marry me right now, please, and thank you.
I'm here first.
I don't think that those are standard medical issue.
Oh, thank God, Savan. Come over here so you can get sober.
Thank you. Please. And the phaser, because the force field comes up, the phaser is also deactivated at the same time.
Med Bay to Ops.
Officer, go ahead.
Your Lieutenant Clapon is very much awake, very much angry. You might want to come over here immediately.
I'm still going towards the White Stars.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nilani, you said you were heading towards the
Storage.
storage room? Okay.
Yeah.
Taru will head towards
Oh
the med bay.
no.
You
Oh,
will
we're all
see
split,
Tix
huh?
on his
split
knees,
the party, split the
putting
party.
up a ring to marry Savan
Yeah.
right on the spot. Because they saved my life.
Put a ring on it.
Neat.
Savan just is like very happily being tended to. And the camera will shift to Dovam. Dovam, there is one person tending the bar, and it is not our dear friend.
I would
Wiggles.
have definitely
Wiggles.
Mr.
asked the
Wiggles.
computer to locate the Wiggles first.
Babish Wiggles.
Babish Wiggles. Babish Wiggles is not aboard the station. Or
Computer, when did they leave?
Actually, sorry, it's Babish Wiggles is located in the White Stars.
That is incorrect, computer. Hey, you, and I'll look at the bartender. Where did Wiggles go?
I don't know, but I got his comm badge.
Computer.
You do know that Wiggles is what did I say earlier? Wiggles is an Arcanite. And there probably aren't very many Arcanites on the station.
Computer, locate nearest Arcanite aboard the station.
Arcanite life signs detected in Warehouse 3.
Eliminate any with a functioning comm badge, and I will start running towards
There
Warehouse
is no
3.
functioning comm badge.
All right, then I just go to Warehouse 3.
Meanwhile, Nilani, at this time, there
no.
is you get to the warehouse entrance through the corridor where they found Savan and Clepon.
Yeah.
Noir.
Can I see if there's any other ways to like get into the warehouse and stuff, because I'm in like deep suspicious mode here.
Absolutely,
because
you
I'm
are.
like, this person is a massive threat. And yeah, I have focuses I could use
Okay.
as well.
Very nice, very nice. Boo 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 boo. So this warehouse is one of the ones that does have like a small shuttle bay attached to it, so it can be entered from the exterior, like from space. But there is one set of large bay doors. There seems to be no side entrance that you can.
Okay, so there's only one way in at this point in time.
Unless you want to come in from outside.
Yeah, I don't think I can. So. But yeah.
So, if you like, at this point, though, there is a smaller, but give me a insights plus security check. This is
So
going to be
I'm
difficulty 1.
Insight plus security.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 7, and I rolled 12, and my 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's an 11.
So it was one.
Yeah, one success.
One success is all you needed. You know Starbases. You know Starbases so well. You know that there is a side entrance that you can definitely go through one of the engineering hatches. One of the walls. you can definitely access it from there. Because
I will
if
do
the door's
that.
shut, engineering crews still need to get in. All right, so you are going to try. This is definitely one of those things too, where infiltration does apply.
Yep.
So if you would like to make me a control plus security to with your focus on infiltration. Difficulty is going to be 2.
Damn it, I just missed out on a crit. But that's 2
dang.
successes.
Easily enough. You slide into the side and you are behind large sets of crates, and you can see a Arcanite currently hurriedly taking these crates and putting them on a pallet jack and trying to run them over to a transporter pad.
He's by himself?
Currently, yes.
Okay. I just want to knock him out. So where am I in terms of where this person is?
So there's a larger open area with crates, and you can see that he has unloaded a bunch of them on this pallet jack and is beginning to move them in this open area. You're currently set behind another row of boxes.
Okay.
It's fairly brightly lit in here, but you're sort of slunk back in the shadows of this row of crates that's currently separating the two of you.
Yeah, and he's trying to get out, right? Is there any way that I can do a quick, sneaky message of, disabling it so he can't get out? Like a message to security or engineering to just basically make it that he cannot override the security system to...
You can definitely just do a quick Nalani to ops.
Yeah, through the quickest channel, because it's sort of... Nalani will do that and start looking around to see whether or not she can handle this situation by herself.
It is one person, but you do not have a phaser on you, and as far as you know, he might be armed.
He might be armed, yes.
I'm just going to do a quick roll. Hell yeah. Your engineer just rolled like a monster.
Yes.
And Savan just sort of quietly comes over your comms and says, the transporter pad in Warehouse 3 has been disabled. Whatever you're going to do, make it quick.
Savan,
unless you want to wait for backup, because Dovam and the rest of the security crew are on their way.
Is there I don't know, a gantry or anything that I could just make it a very inconvenient for them whilst backup arrives, sort of thing? Because it's disabled. If I can't find that there is if they don't have a phaser, I can't really sneak up on them because it's brightly lit. Is there a mechanism or something that I could just short or stop? Do I know what the crates are? Anything that I can do to make this an inconvenient and not fun time for
here is something that you could do. Here is a fun mechanic that there is in this game. If you don't have the momentum, which you currently do not have, you can also choose to give the GM a point of threat in order to create an advantage.
I kind of want to.
Go for it. I'm supportive of it.
Do it.
This is the Star Trek equivalent of a devil's bargain.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, hell yeah. So you notice that there is you have good. Let's have a quick look.
As a side, I have a value called always have an exit strategy. So
absolutely. If you want, yeah, you can use that point of determination to give yourself an advantage as well. instead of a point of threat.
Yeah, that's true. I could, yeah. It depends on what the thing is.
You know that there is, it's sort of a magnetic lift, but you know that there is a nearby panel that if you create just the right amount of short, you can shut down the, you know what? There is someone on the ship that you can call. That can...
Our old mate, Nara?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Nara.
And you serve here. Right here. Go ahead.
Wondering if you can help me out with something here.
Is it time for me to stretch my legs?
Yeah, good stretch. Can I relay the information?
I am apprised of the situation.
Perfect.
It's a little concerning that Nara knows exactly what you're dealing with.
That's fine.
It's fine.
That's logged in Neela's head.
And you see at that moment the magnetic lift on the sort of pallet jack, futuristic pallet jack, goes and clinks to the ground, and he begins to start to panic and grab whatever he can from boxes. He is suitably distracted, if you would like. And at that point, I think go right ahead. Okay. Make me a fitness plus security roll. Difficulty is... actually, this is a roll-off. I get to roll, and you get to roll.
This is our first attack of the game.
Yeah, so make me a fitness plus security roll.
It.
You were fighting computers. It's just a different kind of combat.
Can I, is there any of my focuses that I can use, like evasive action or composure? Or espionage or something? Because I'm basically
this is definitely a sneak attack, yes. So make me a fitness plus security roll. Your focus would definitely apply, and I will tell you right now, he rolled like hot garbage.
I rolled a crit and a success.
He had no successes. So what I want you to do is give me, so there's a little number that's next to the pip on your unarmed strike. It says 5, so roll me 5d6, please.
Oh. Okay. Dice. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay, so tell me which ones rolled. So 1s and 2s are hits, 5s and 6s are hits with effects, and 3s and 4s are nothing. So tell me which ones rolled 1 or 2, or for a 5 or a 6.
I rolled a 1, 6, and the others were 3s and 4s.
Okay, so that's one. That is one hit, but that is enough for you to knock him flat on his butt just as the large bay doors open up and Dovum and the security team swoops in. Dovum, you have a phaser on you now, given to you by station security.
Yeah, I was going to use one of my martial arts styles.
I mean, unless you want to run in and you see Nalani just do a right hook and knock this, but not a mean right hook. That's your style. And knocks this fella over. What do you do?
Does he look like he's going to get up again? Or is
he looks like he's ready to get up and is about to start pulling out a phaser.
I'm going to jump in front and hit him with one of the Romulan fighting styles known as Cormorek, which is a vicious martial art focused on all offense.
Amazing. Make me a fitness plus security. Actually, because you're running in and you are sort of like diving in. This is going to be a daring plus security.
Only one less. I took a lot of daring too. That is one crit, and the other was a 19.
Oof.
Okay, give me roll me 66.
My unarmed strikes also have the vicious and knockdown features.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So sixes are fives and sixes are with an effect, and that means that you can use that effect to do the knockdown or the vicious.
Actually, it applies. I think it applies both
I believe.
because of mean right hook.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That is 2 6s and a 1, so that would be 3 damage. And then with the vicious applying twice, total of 5 damage.
Okay.
Damn.
A very mean right hook.
Dang.
And that is enough. Nalani just sort of like does like the double-handed fist, I think, over the back of the head, and you come in diving as this phaser comes, and you knock it out of his hand and just clock this guy, and he crumples to the ground like a sack of potatoes. And the security team also swoops in and begins to like subdue, put cuffs on, and get
You should
the
get him to the. You should get the
phaser
doctor on
away.
him. I definitely dislocated his jaw.
Yeah, I just imagine Dovo just kind of like it was like Nalani's. Yeah, it's like, what the heck? And then Dovo just like kicks off a wall and just
Superman punch.
yeah,
It's
just
like
Superman
the
punches
Mortal Kombat finish him, just in the air.
Finish
Got
him.
the X-ray. You can see the cracks going in. And jaw going to
The
side.
slow mo, like boo. Yep.
I adore this. I adore all of this. And to top it off, the security team begins to pull them away, and you can see that in the crates are bottles upon bottles of Romulan ale.
Damn, all this is definitely going to be destroyed in evidence.
Oh no, the ale.
Ticks.
Why is the ale gone?
But you do lift up the bottles of Romulan ale. Underneath there are layers of weapons.
That's the real problem. See, that's the
Double illegal.
It's actually quite clever because you can bribe. Most Starfleet officials will accept a bribe of a bottle or two to let you ship this stuff. I'm explaining to no one around me. And that's how you can get these disruptors through.
But the station will pan to a little bit of... well, it looks like Lieutenant Clapon and our good barkeep were working to smuggle weapons through the station. You all managed to stop them before all these got into the wrong hands.
God, I can't believe Clip-On became a major part of this whole episode.
I needed to come up with something, and it was the only NPC we had. Thanks, Noir.
Thanks, Noir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Noir.
So that little bit of exposition, M sort of looks at you all and says, we owe the solstice a debt. As all this was happening under my nose with my adjutant.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to do some better security screens from here on out.
Really, the person and people you should really be thanking are Nilani and Taru. They were instrumental in both cracking the case and delaying Wiggles before he could get off the station.
Yeah, I got a bit of help with that, actually.
True will just look at Savan.
Savon's like just does a big sigh of relief. It's like, all right. I think usually when something like this happens and I need to de-stress, I need to have a drink, but I think I'm going to stop that for a bit.
Lieutenant Commander Savan, might I suggest this all resulted after you decided to, and I quote, try something new. Perhaps it would be best to stick to some sort of routine.
Well, yeah. Do we go to the White Star and have a drink after this then?
Perhaps within Starfleet protocols.
Synthahol then. All
Or
right.
potentially water.
Never developed taste for it. But maybe
And/or
we can try
prime,
things that are new in
mostly
baby
water?
steps. It's all frozen.
Water.
But that, I think, is sort of where we will call this session to a close.
Oh my god.
You solved my mystery of Lieutenant Clapon.
We solved Plapon's riddle.
We solved the Clapon riddle. Is there any other sort of scenes that y'all want to do before we wrap it up for the day?
I mean, I had a small, brief idea.
No, go for it.
The camera would probably just see Baran leave an isolinear chip tucked away in a vent and send a message on a certain pad that they received last episode. And this chip would include the reports for the encounter with Nara from every member of the senior staff. The official reports, not the personal logs.
I was about to say, I was like, what? I'm having
Saved his good computer roles to steal our diaries, son of a gun.
And all you see is transmission received. And I think... No, go ahead.
I'm just...
Oh, like the one thing that I think that Nalani would do is probably let people know about Nara helping her with the situation.
Well...
And that's it.
I think the captain sort of nods to this and says, well, that'll definitely give some good grace. That's definitely some goodwill built. And the camera will shift to another starship pulling up to the station. And a security engineering officer stepping off of a ship. Sort of tall, kind of thin man with like a little bit of balding on the top of the head, but sort of like dirty blonde of what is left on his hair, but has like that sort of high widow's peak. Sort of steps and looks around, shakes hands with Sylvan, who's there to greet him. Reg, how's it going? Fine. What was it? It was Chief Petty Officer? Master Chief Petty Officer. Sylvan Zelqueth. Yes, we've met before. The conference on Torelius 4? Yes. Right this way. I'll introduce you to Nara. And that is where we'll end our session. And scene. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by and joining us for tonight's episode. We are going to do our giveaway winners. I'm just going to do a quick thing. It's your last chance. So if you want to win a copy of the Star Trek Adventures core rulebook, enter the keyword Ari into the chat. Just enter it once or you'll be disqualified. Currently, I think we only have 2 folks that are valid, so there's like a 50-50 chance of you winning it right now. So if you want to improve your odds, do the thing. But yeah, we will go through our outros and then we will determine... Actually, you know what? Let's just roll for it right now. Kind Ranger B, congratulations, you have won a copy of I will send you a DM with the link and all of that fun stuff and your giveaway code after the show. But congratulations, Kind Ranger. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to go through our outros, starting with in opposite order. Let's go opposite order for funsies. And we'll do something a little different. Actually, nah, we're good. With Dovin Baran, Mallard Man, tell us who we are, where we can find you.
Hi, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard Man on the internet. You can find me mostly on Twitter, which is my name, plus 0523 at the end of it, so MallardMan0523 to repeat. I am also on Twitch, and I stream there often. Speaking of often, yesterday, Thursday...
Oh no, he muted.
You muted yourself! You muted
You
yourself!
magic muted.
Good.
Continued the greatest team in esports gaming's foray into Pokemon Leaf Green Fire Red generation, with D joining the race between AJ and I, and things are heating up. But obviously, you're all going to want to watch the winner's POV on twitch.tv/MallardMan when I win in 2 weeks from now. Obviously, Bulbasaur is going to pull my team through. After that, you should follow me on Twitter, because we just recently announced a Discord. My community Discord is combined with Darby Pax, and we are the tailed team for things in the future. Because what do a possum and a duck have in common? Tails. And their loves to tell stories.
Aw, that's sweet.
Other than that, I can't think of anything you should do. But what you should do is listen to the next person, which is below me.
That's me. Hi. I'm Osiris Franco. I played Taru tonight, and she's my favorite. Don't tell the rest of my characters. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Osiris Franco. I'm on all the places there. Where I do a variety of TTRPG content here on Critical Misses, and in a couple other channels. We have TPK Roleplay, Nat 20, and soon to be Neon Lights Roleplay. The next place you can see my face is tomorrow morning. I'll be on Morning Ritual with Anita and Noir, and I am so stinking excited. I can't wait. You'll get to see me as myself, which is a lot more chaotic than this. And then tomorrow evening, I would love it if you would come over to Nat 20 and check out The Last Time Around. It is a gritty, dark, horrific retelling of The Curse of Strahd as we enter into the overture, introducing the campaign that will be launching in January. I'm joined there by Bright Dystopia, Noir, and it's run by DMF Saint. It's going to be quite something, so definitely come check that out. And then on Sunday on Nat 20, I'm going to be running a one-shot for my regular Morningstar crew while we're kind of on a scheduling finagle. If you like sci-fi stuff, you can find me in Stargate Phoenix on Monday, where I play an engineer who's bratty and brash. And then I'm in Against the Tides next Wednesday over at Nat 20, where I get to play a gnome bard druid who's super sweet and super great. And you can find me in all those places. Keep an eye on my Twitter, because I always have something new going on. And it's a lot of fun. I just want to thank the fellow players for solving the mystery and doing cool security stuff. And thank you, Anita, for running an incredible session. That was very, very good. You made an NPC named Wiggles, and he was the big bad guy, and I'm here for it. Passing it over to Wasa.
Wasa, tell us about yourself.
Mad kudos, Anita. That was amazing. I'm Wasa. You can find me on Wasabote on Twitter. I am a writer, and some of my works are Kids on Brooms, Shino Una, and Omens Rising. And we have just launched our Patreon, and we are excited to share with you guys all of the creative processes and all the things with our cartomancy game. So more on that later when I get more information and I can deliver more information, because a lot of the writer life is NDA. But other than that, yeah, so that's it for me for now. There may be more in the near future. We'll see, hopefully. And yeah, passing it on up above.
AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Susha Kid. I am a video editor, transcriber, streamer, and aspiring voice actor and producer. Hire me, please. You can find me on the 3Ts of social medias, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok as Husha_Kid. On the first Wednesday of every month at 7:30 p.m. EST, I serve Lord Quackers in Fallon Friends, a D&D actual play found on Misty Mountain Legends, as Bill Fitzgerald, your cool bro halfling cleric / warlock. Last session, we pulled 6 cards out of the deck of daddy things from Dungeons and Daddies podcast. 5 of them were great. 5 of them were a great time. That last one was the Void. So that's fun. Stay tuned on my Twitter, because we might be doing a holiday episode, possibly around December 29th. But stay tuned for that. On Thursdays on my channel, you can find the best dub esports team you have ever seen, Dub Club. Me and Balan and D, we go through all the games every time, no losses, all wins. Do not check the VOD, because like I said, we always win. Currently, as Milan was saying, we are doing we're doing a Pokemon race in which, yes, I am very much behind. I am currently, I think, 2 badges behind D and Milan. But that is okay, because I am playing Blastoise, and I'm going to win. It's going to be a great time. Because Milan,
Blastoise is best starter. Can confirm.
Yes, thank you, Anita.
It's a really weird way to say.
Milan had very terribly gotten rid of Bite off of his Golbat. Anyway,
that's rough.
They make one too many down presses. One too many.
On Mondays, you can find me here on the Roll20 sponsored show, Kingsguard. I play the proclaimed King of Gloria, Eugene Festifiker, Man of Sea and Stars.
And Ash.
At 8 p.m. ESC and Ash. I did disintegrate briefly, and then I came back. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. Totally nothing to be concerned about. Coming soon to a podcast service near you. In the midst of giant country, an ancient series of trials are about to take place, and our travelers find themselves in the middle of it. Join Boone Riffin, my half-orc, half-leonin monk, and their companions in the D&D 5e actual play through Hollow Flames, DM'd by It's the Riddler, who is currently streaming right now, just so you know.
Oh, is there a Riddler streaming right now?
There's a Riddler streaming right now, playing some Batman.
We might have to go on a little bit of a jaunt over to the question circle then.
Yeah, so I'm going to pass that over to our lovely gang master, Anita.
Hi, I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere at Panita or at Critical Misses, because I am a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. So you can find me here Mondays for Kingsguard, a Roll20 Spotlight show. You can find me here Wednesdays behind the scenes running tech for Blue Ghosts, a Blades in the Dark game run by the ever-lovely It's the Riddler, who we will be raiding shortly. Fridays, you can find me back here for The Lost Frontier, but not next week, because next week a few of our number are over at PAX Unplugged, having a good butt time there. Saturdays, you can find us for Morning Ritual, and our guest this week is Sarah. Sarah's our guest, so... we're gonna talk TTRPGs and more with Sarah next day. My brain is mush right now.
It's okay.
But yes, that is us. So there is no episode of Morning Ritual next week, and there's no episode of The Lost Frontier next week because PAX unplugged things. But we are going to go on a raid and say hello to our good friend, the delightful. See what I did there? It's Daridla. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. And congratulations, B, on winning that giveaway for our last copy until I bug Modifius to give us more of the core rulebook for Star Trek Adventures. But y'all, have a good time. And until next time, clear skies,
Go boldly.
smooth sailing. Go boldly.
Be good.
Go boldly. Bye, everybody.